All right, so after some time of looting and consolidating all our bases that we found, we came up with a little data pad here of what are they buying. So that's the economy base that's nearby, and this is what we have that they're buying that I know of. I mean, it probably changes a little bit. So we went to base as much as possible, loot as much as we can. Of course, we don't have a lot of cargo space in our rover, but it's good enough. So this large cargo container does still have a few more things I can't even bring back with us, unfortunately. But that's fine. We can always come back and put more stuff in there. So now it is time to go to the unknown signal. And you may have noticed a little bit of a change in the rover, meaning the small batteries on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side, and a weird little merge block that's on there. It was attached to the battery, so I just kept it. Might as well. Okay, time for unknown signals. Yeah, so our consolidation involved a lot of unknown signals roaming around, flying around. So our power is actually quite low for flying now, which is bad. But we got a number of things, especially some food. So like plain crunchies, don't know how much that's gonna fill up. But we were able to purchase a little bit of ramen as well in the economy base. So got really lucky there. But we still can't really progress too much because we are still missing the elusive mag plate landing gear situation for our progression. All right, so let's check out this unknown signal. And what is that? No way. No freaking way. That's a mag plate. We can now do some progression. Well, the only problem is, do we have the materials for it? We're missing a motor or so. Ooh. Are we really missing a motor? Yes, we are, because of our consolidation. Whatever. Ooh, more food too. Synth load. Okay. We can still grab it and attach it because we need a battery anyways. We don't need a cargo. Ooh, I kind of want this programming block. Can we do that? Kind of like out in the open while storming, which is not a great idea. What is this? Parachute hatch. Okay, so we can knock this out. Ooh, ow. Hit by a rock. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Not what I was expecting. Well, here's another problem that I just created. How am I going to get it off the ground now? Because it is stuck. Well, I do have build planner, so I mean build vision, so that should be fine. So I can unlock it. All right, perfect. I can unlock it. That was lucky. That should just generally go in. There we go. Perfect. Now we can turn on the power. We have a mag plate. This is great. So we gotta slowly grind it down, obviously, because ooh, I don't know if we could grind it down all the way. We're gonna have to grab a slower grinder, if anything. Jeez, that's gonna suck. I don't have. Well, this is a level 1 grinder. Need the smallest grinder we could find in order to do this correctly. And we said this is the computer. We don't need this, obviously, but it's good to have type of thing. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, so now we got a bit of a computer here, which we don't really need it, but why not have it? Can we access it? We can put scripts on here if we needed to, so that works out really, really well. All right, so we need to offload at our basic refinery base, which is there. And then we also have the acquisitions drop off, which is the economy base. So it's 10 away. Wow, why is everything so far away? So yeah, the salvage yard behind us, or right over here, not behind, in front of us, we've looted as much as possible. Did I leave motors in there? If there's motor in there, and then maybe a grinder, we could deal with this mag plate. But I think, ooh, one grind on the mag plate will probably get rid of it because it's so small. That's what's gonna suck. So I need to get it below the functional line, just so I can weld it back up. So then we can have a nice progression going. But how much is it going to grind down with the level 1 grinder or even the lowest grinder? I think the level 2 grinder that I have is completely going to destroy it. So we got to not use that. Let's give it a shot. 3, 2, 1. One quick grind. Okay, it's not too bad. All right, I don't know if that's below the functional line, but it probably is. We can put this back together. Yes, we unlocked new blocks. We got progression. I don't know why that shadow kind of scared me over there. Pose for the camera. But now we can weld wheels and weld cockpits. So if we really, really wanted to, we can bring this down a notch and weld it back up. That's 15 computers, though. I mean, we do have a decent amount of computers. So we can do that as well. I'm going to use the level 1 grinder. Or level 1 grinder. Knock out the 15 computers. Ooh, and some construction components. We can weld this back together. Okay. Whoopsies. We are missing displays now. Which, okay, luckily we have some. So we can put that together. All right, all right. We got lucky there. Ooh, that was a little dicey. I know I had this some bulletproof glass somewhere. Not in this station. It's in another station. All right. This is good in terms of progression. So if our wheels are broken, we can fix them now. Luckily, that hasn't happened yet. But we can continue to grab what we can grab from here. And I know what sells, which is going to be like detector components over power cells. They do sell power cells. I mean, they do buy power cells, but there's a load of detector components we can grab. If we could fill up the rest of our rover, that'd be great. Doesn't look like we'd put any more. Yeah, we're pretty much done for. Some of you had mentioned in the comments to put a modular car container on top, which is a really good idea. I do have to get rid of the antenna and ore detector, maybe, in order to do that, though, because I have to get rid of the ladder as well. But if not, then we need to put another block on top of where the ladder is to bring it up. We're probably not going to be able to convey it. I don't think I've seen a small grid converters and things like that. So that might be a tough sell. Where we need to go. Do we want to go to refinery first? Or our main base? And then figure out what we want to sell? Because what we're mainly going to do today is buy a new rover or ship. For sure. But how am I going to attach it? I don't know yet. We're going to have to figure that out. All right, we are here at the prospecting station. It's too bad this station, I just went in circles. It doesn't have a connector on the sides that we can use. It has a connector on top, but it's also an enemy connector. So that's not really going to be helpful here, is it? Because it's right there. And we didn't hack this one at all, so it's not ours. Okay, let's just dump everything that we can in there. Okay, so out of everything we have, detector components sell for a good chunk, but it's limited. They don't really buy too much of it, so I'm gonna mark X here for high price. Same with motors. Power cells, unfortunately, doesn't sell for much. I don't think that's even worth selling then. Metal grids. These are like the high ticket items. So we could always sell those things first. But like detector components, I don't even think we should even carry that much to sell. And we don't have much motors left or metal grids. Should keep some obviously with us. Now explosives do sell for a lot though. So that is something we should definitely use. And yeah, we do have a sensor on our rover for no reason. It was stuck on the battery. So I thought maybe why not keep it? Kind of ridiculous, but I'll save it for later for like progression purposes. I just grab whatever I can out of these unknown signals. Ooh, what is that doing? Is that trying to roll away? Oh, it's got thrusters on them. Interesting. And mag plates. Wow. So it's upside down. So that's not a good thing. So if I flipped it over, it would probably be a bad idea. Get rid of this and the parachute hatch. And we toss this one off like that, and we're good. So that one should now be able to move. All right, perfect. More detector components, great. And more scrap that I don't need. So the cargo I don't need. The mag plate I could possibly use. Maybe. Even if I flipped it over, it might fly and become a nuisance. Maybe I run it over this time. Oh, we got it. Ooh. All right, now it's just freaking out. But I should be able... Yes, there we go. Okay, that worked. All right, so we get rid of the button. The battery we want to keep. Or so we thought. I mean, we could fix it. We could fix it. Oh, we can't. Because we don't know how to make a battery. Because we need to make a basic assembler. Ah, jeez. What a waste. What a waste. The Mac plate we could keep just in case we ever need it for any reasons. So that's what we're going to do. And I guess we could kind of put it right here if we ever need to manipulate and move stuff over there. 98, 99. Come on. There we go. Perfect. Go, 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 go before the solar exposure comes. 99.5. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Sun's over there. So if I kind of park this way and not take the thrusters away from me. So I could utilize them as side thrusters for sure. But where can I put them is the biggest question. I mean, it could be right on this thing if we wanted to, but we have 4 to work with. I don't know if I could put all 4. It's gonna be a little rough. I'll put one here. And also the other thing is that it's gonna be a little bit hard to put anything on these things in terms of a welding pad, as it's really, really hard to do that on a half block. We could do, if we could do it quick enough, press the weld pad and put it on as quickly as possible. Ooh, that was so close. Got it. There we go. Okay, now I don't know how well this is gonna work, but let's turn that off first. We're gonna grab it, and we need to manipulate it very specifically, like so. We need it that way. Yes. Finally. Okay. We're set. We got 2 on each side for side thrusting. Okay. That was annoying, but it worked. To the economy base. But first, of course, we need to set out thrusters. All but backwards will be our gas. Oh, wow. Okay. Really, really annoying. Oh, you know what? We forgot. We forgot to get the silicon wafers. I mean, how far are we from the base? A little less than 1K. Let's just go get some silicon wafers. Time for the UVSB station. We should be able to fly pretty decently now. So let's do that. Yeah, and one other thing too that I didn't notice prior, like the small cargo that we had in the front, that's where we forgot that we have computers there. We didn't have this on. It was off. Show block and inventory screen. So by default, the unknown signal was off. So that's what made that happen. Looks like we are shifting a little to the right a little bit for some reason. Yep. So we might have to drive a little bit more than fly. It's unfortunate. This thing is looking a little bit like a caravan, kind of carrying everything we can on the roof of the car and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I should get rid of that rover. The ladder on top. Plug in a modular cargo container if we can find one through an unknown signal. Don't know if I can lift it up though. That's the biggest thing. I think we can. I think we played around with one where we emptied out all the sides and we can manipulate it a little bit. But we might not need to if we could purchase a ship or rover. So there's also that. So acquisitions are good to do if we have the appropriate amount. 4 mil 436 magnesium powder, which I think I have somewhere. Gonna definitely do that. Okay, so before we buy anything, we're gonna sell what we can sell, which is gonna be like detective components. It needs 32, but 2,000 per, so that's perfect. What else is there that we can sell? Motors is another thing we can sell. So whatever motors we have, we'll sell that. Girders, these are extra girders that we got. Doesn't make much. And power cells. Power cells we're gonna sell, which is 1,000 each, which isn't too bad. Does have power cells here? Oh, the power cell scraps. All right, we gotta situate this because we don't need scraps and such on here. All right, so the scraps we could probably just dump for now. We don't need it. We're gonna sell all this. Metal grids, 3,000 per piece. That is where it's worth it. Explosives, 35 a piece, which I have 3. That's really well worth it. Too bad you don't want anything else but components. What also sells great here? Well, 1,000 a piece. So that sells as much as a power cell. So power cell, yeah, not worth getting whatsoever. Reactor components, nice. Motors, good. Metal grids are your highest, it looks like. Well, minus explosives. And detector components. We did get a lot of detector components, so we should really sell those. It's a smart idea, but we got it a little bit closer, so it's easier to sell stuff. Might be a really bad idea, but whatever. Sell this. Actually, let me see. Did I have food first? 2 flatbread. That's not bad. Not bad. Orchids. Okay. Explosives. Yes. We got mill now. Nice. Very nice. All right, let me stop being an idiot and throw these in here for now so I can get everything else easier. Nope, that's not power cells. Grab the power cells. Looks like I can't just grab like that. Well, grab the metal grid. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's do everything from back here. Detector components, power cells. Yes, we're gonna make tons of credits this way, which is perfect. So get rid of power cells. Metal grids. Look at 144 detector components. We'll never use anyways. Ooh, they don't want any more. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes we could be in here and refresh it. Doesn't look like that's the case right now. Explosives, we know for sure it's a good sell. Large steel tubes, metal grids, and motors are good sells. And detector components. Steel plates too, but don't worry about that. So our data pad has this mark. Large steel tubes. Okay, so no more power cells. We're not picking that up anymore. What can we purchase? A ATV Survivor is probably only worth it for the wheels. Let's look at only things that we could purchase. Here's a hauler. It has a good amount of atmosphere thrusters and a medium cargo container. Here's the sapper, which is a hydrogen miner. So that would give us decent flight. Now, I'm not sure about it too much. I don't think Scout Rover is useful. We get a Lunar Scout. Ooh, this has weapons. I mean, we don't necessarily need weapons, but it's a nice find. Mini Merchant is also a hydrogen thruster, and it has multiple cargo containers. I think we do that. Mini Merchant. What else is there? Wow, this is a cheap little buggy. Scout miners, atmosphere thrusters, solar scout atmosphere thrusters. Okay, I think we go with The burst fire bomber. No, I'm just kidding. I wish we could. Mini merchant. We're gonna have to buy mini merchant. Mini merchant purchase. Okay, so it's a hydrogen thrusting ship. And it is located where? Right there. Let me get you off your... Ooh, it has landing gears and a connector too. So that works out. Ooh, a downward one too. Alright, stop using the hydrogen because we need it. So now, the question is, how do I get this onto my rover? Because that is what we're going to need to do. So the idea would be to use this merge block as a regular block and give it this piston head. Oh, it's still moving. And that's the block that's going to attach the ship and that together. But if I did that, now the hydrogen thrusters are... They're okay. They're not going to burn anything. Okay, that might be our best bet. So we gotta get rid of this random piston head. I don't think we ever need this piston head, right? Sure. Probably, yeah, I don't think we need that. So we need to detach this. And we'll weld it here, right in the middle. If I get you in. All right, there we go. And then that's where we're gonna put this here. And merge right into the cockpit. So when we're ready to release them, we could just detach this one itself. So that's what we're gonna do. I think that is our best bet here. All right, we'll turn on dampeners. Let's hope this doesn't explode. And we're in. All right, so if we drop down, not too bad. Not too bad at all. But I think now we're connected as a full ship. Yeah, we are. So if this breaks, then we're screwed. Which hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay. We can carry the oxygen bottle with us too. Now we are set. Yes. Let's head back home and go from there. And I like that we have hydrogen thrusting now so we can brake a little bit better. But we can't drive. It's the biggest problem. We need wheels. We can only land and drag the landing gears. Which is not a good thing. Or not an ideal thing. Okay, we should be fine here. And we'll just dampen her off. Save some hydrogen for now. Now we have 3 medium cargo containers. So we could utilize the space to carry everything. But the more space we utilize, the more hydrogen we're going to use because it's going to be heavy. So we also got to watch that. So mushrooms and silicon. I'm going to wait for it to drop in. There you go. Nice. Turn that on, and now we have more power. Basic refinery, here we come. We definitely could travel a little faster, but I'm very alarmed by how much hydrogen we're going to use by going to, or trying to travel to 100 kilometers. One thing, too, is that if we're going to drive there, we can't. Because we're going to be dragging the landing gears on the ground. So we don't have the funds to buy another vehicle, do we? We actually might. If we sell a little more, we might have enough for ourselves to buy a couple more wheels. Ooh. I feel like we should do that. Because we're probably going to end up having the need to drive a little bit too. We just need to buy the cheapest buggy we can get after we sell a little bit more materials. I think we can. We just need to sell like more metal grids or something like that. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. That sounds like the best idea we can come up with right now. Where do we want to add the wheels? It needs to be added on... this height here. So it's basically where the thruster is, I believe, if it's lined up correctly. I mean, not thruster, the landing gear. Yeah, the landing gear we were planning to put somewhere anyway. So there's that. All right, let's just empty out and grab what we can grab and put it in the containers. So we take what we need. Oh, we have 2K worth of magnesium, and what is that acquisition? 136. Okay, so that's perfect. That will give us so much money that we could buy more than one little buggy. So now, why are we leaving here? You might be asking. I have no idea. Should I even be leaving now? Since I could get a whole bunch of stuff if I could sell all the magnesium. Maybe I'm just hold on to that magnesium really quick. And that's all I really need to sell. Everything else I don't really need to. I mean, there was 11 superconductors for a good cheap amount of money. Guess we could do that too. Let's just hold 1K of magnesium. We don't think we need that much. I feel like we shouldn't even leave now. All right, whatever. Where are you? Economy base. And I don't have to worry about crashing. We're in the safe zone. I guess dragging it ain't that bad. Not something we should be doing, but didn't seem terrible. I guess we just fly this really quick. It's not going to kill too much of our power. I was about to say, we can even get that connector connected if we really wanted to. I don't see a reason to do it, but that's fine. All right, what do we have on us? We could throw everything in there. That way we could just sell from there. Oh. Okay, acquisitions. Let's see if there's any more acquisitions. More explosives. Always useful. 16 platinum ingots would give us that. I think we have platinum. I don't remember. Be nice. Find out. All right, we have this. We can do mini merchant. Explosive, I don't think I have on us, but this we do. This we had a lot of. Wait, what? 136 magnesium powder. Oh, don't tell me I don't have magnesium powder. I have magnesium powder. Huh? Here. Why could that not go through? I don't understand. Finish character inventory. There you go. There we go. If you had another one of those magnesium ones, let me know. I would be glad to sell you magnesium. That was very little magnesium sold. And I got 5 mil. I am semi-rich in SCs now. Now, we have an option to buy wheels for our hydrogen ship if we wanted to. Or we save up for a large grid rover. Shoot. Having a large grid rover would be a game changer. And I can use a small ship, the hydrogen ship, to manipulate and put things on there. Maybe we do have to save money and do that. But I do need some wheels. I might buy this small little buggy. That could kind of work. This one here has a bunch of hydrogen thrusters. So we could definitely utilize this to fly around too. Yeah, I don't know. Get the wheels, it'll become more of a hassle. If I get this, we can fly with both hydrogen and non-hydrogen. But where am I going to attach is the biggest problem. All right, we'll find a way. We could buy both if we really wanted to too. Oh, we got an elite welder here too. Do I want that? Yeah, why not? All right, we'll buy the buggy. Guess we can. We have enough funds for everything anyways. cursor. Ooh, this has weapons and thruster. Now, that might be a better sell or purchase because it's got everything we need off of that. So we really don't need a hydrogen ship then. Here's a freighter. This is a combination of hydrogen and atmospheric thrusters. Ooh. This is a better purchase, I think. Right? Looks like it's got Gatling, but it's not as great as this because this has a Gatling turret, but also Gatlings too. All right, we might go that route. Let's go this route, the freighter. So that magnesium saved us from actually being able to purchase all that. That is insane. Now we can get somewhere. All right, please have more magnesium to be requisitioned. Where is my freighter? Right there. Ooh, what an upgrade this is. All right, you need to get off the ground. Air. Nice. Large cargo container. Let's show all this. Lots of thrusters. You have Gatlings, tons of gyroscopes we don't need. Tons of hydrogen thrusters, landing gears. Even small cargo container. Not sure why you have small cargo containers, but that's okay. Here, there's an O2H2, so we can get ice in the system if we really wanted to. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, now the question is, how are we gonna get this on? Okay, so if we want to get wheels on this, we have the buggy to do so. But do we really want to do it? It's the biggest question. And if we did do that, how are we gonna get this attached? This has big old thrusters. I don't know. This is a little frustrating because I don't know what to do here. We got choices. And let me see if I can just grab this unknown signal from afar. Yeah, let's just Frankenstein this thing. Oh, we gotta be careful. Okay, let's leave that for now. Let's get the buggy for the wheels. I think we should have really saved up for a large grid rover or large ship. We just spent all our funds. Well, not all, but a good chunk of it. So the landing gear back here is where we want to take off. Can we still put a wheel here, though? Will it be far enough? It might not be. It might have to put it here. So it would be best right here if we could put it on the landing gear, but you can't. So it needs to be on that block right there. I don't know how that's going to work. Yeah, there's no real place to put it. Maybe over here only. But that requires me to get rid of the landing gear, which that's fine too. We could put it somewhere for now. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll grab this one. The only thing is that we are going to waste a little bit of hydrogen because we have to get this up in the air. Okay, grab the wheel if we can. Let's see what we can do with it. I hope we can even carry it. Yes, we can. Okay, good. Ooh, this is going to be hard to manipulate. Didn't even think about that. So upwards is the little pistons going there. Okay. As long as I get one up, we should be fine. All right, this thing is moving. That's not great. Can we put it on here? Nope. I need you to turn the other way. Can I put it on there? No, I can't. And what I mean by there is where the piston is. We can. Okay, good. That's where the well pad is. All right, I think I can manipulate this to get in there. Okay. Ooh, this is actually harder than I thought. Maybe I have to hold the wheels instead. Yeah, that seems to be the better bet. We just need to rotate this upwards, if that's even possible. Okay, this is a bit of a struggle. Can I rotate it to the right side? No, because it's kind of like being annoying here. You would think putting on wheels would be as easy as that, right? But nope. Only could roll it. Yeah, that's only we can get the ship to sit on it. Okay, that wasn't ideal. I mean, the only option is to take off the wheel, see if we can manipulate better that way. But how we're gonna put the wheel back on is the biggest question. If we detach the wheel, it's easier to manipulate for sure. I don't know how I'm gonna attach the wheel back later, but we'll worry about that later. Yeah, this is much easier to manipulate. There we go. That's on. Now, where'd my wheel go? um. Oh, geez. Really? I think we could do this as easy as putting that right next to it. Hope it doesn't roll away. We just do it right there and sit right here. Can we attach? Yes. Aha. We did it. All right. Okay, so seemingly that's the way to go. So, well pad here. And we'll grab another wheel. So grab the rear here. Can we detach the wheel? Nope. So we'll detach the wheel. Grab the suspension. Yes. Okay. So once again, okay. Now I can't tell what's what. Where's what? The piston end is here. Okay. So basically here's where we need it to be. So we'll just grab that and boom. Nope. Damn it. Should go in here. Like so. Nice. Very nice. All right. So we're gonna do... We have to do the height offset on that one. All right. Let's see if that works. Patch. Ooh. No, we're okay. Whoops. But if we're driving, this thing's gonna get shot. Explode on us, I would think. So we might have to take that off. But we also gotta figure out where we want to put the landing gears. Can we just like landing gear stick them somewhere for now? Can they just be on auto lock and actually work? Does that work? Let me see. Okay, that does work. So we could just put it on somewhere. If that's the case. We could put it here. For now. Yeah, let's just do that. I think let's just hope it's easy enough. Good. All right, all that for nothing, really. But we got it to work. There's an extra connector here. We could utilize that. It could be on top of this rover. And then we can utilize our freighter here. It does have a connector in the bottom. And we kind of merge block it. I'd rather kind of put it on the back, though, because it's got the large thrusters going downwards. It should actually be wide enough, though, so we should be okay. He'll get rid of the ladder, finally. So we'll throw it as far forward as we can. So right here will be the middle. I have no idea if I can carry this thing. Oh, we could. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Almost there. I mean, you just got to push it in. Right? I would think that's the case. Or we could kind of drive it. There we go. Even better. That worked. Wasn't expecting that to work, but it worked. All right. Do we need anything else from this? I mean, it's probably got small batteries on here only, which is not great, right? Let's see. If you have a big old battery, I'll take it. No, you have 4 small batteries. Now we can get that on here, but do we want to merge it also? Because if we merge it, it'll be easy to fly this thing appropriately. So here we go. Let's just see what we can do here really quick. So for sure, we could just get on top of it with the connector now, which is perfect. And we just Frankenstein the whole entire thing. Yeah, there we go. The gears. Don't want these to auto lock. They're not. Okay, that's fine. This is gonna be interesting. So let's connect this really quick. Push lock. In terms of what's gonna burn, nothing here, which is perfect. Nothing here. All right, nothing is gonna burn, so that's good. Now, if we had 2 merge blocks, we could have merged it. Put a merge block here and here, so we have connector and merge at the same time. But if I weld it together with a block or 2, that could work too. Maybe where this battery is can work, but there's a bit of a pad here. Maybe here will do. So we could grab a few blocks off of this thing, I guess. Wherever is a good one. Or maybe the batteries. Yeah, we'll just take the batteries. Why don't we? So we'll Jenga slide this out of there. Or not. Oh, yeah. No, almost there. Jenga slide it out. Ooh. Would it kill me if it flung back at me like that? It might. That was a little dangerous. All right, so we could battery upwards and merge it that way. Kind of ridiculous, but should work out okay. There we go. Okay, now the ultimate thing. The welding here and a welding right there. Ooh, nope, that's not it. There. Right? And what we really should do, I'm afraid, turn off the strength on this one and this one. There we go. And we're going to fly into that weld pad. Like so. Please don't break. Please don't break. And, huh? Oh, there we go. All right, dampen is off. Ooh, 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 ooh. I meant to hit park or handbrake. All right, now the tricky part is we gotta be careful about that. Okay, do we need a spotlight anywhere? Probably not. We can put it on here if we really need it. Might as well. I mean, it's gonna be hard to keep it on because of the power situation, but let's just do it anyways. It's light enough to really take care of. All right, how come that was so much easier? We are lined up with the wheels, right? I think we are. I'm afraid about the this landing gear here, so we're gonna attach it. The connector here is a little bit worrisome too, so I don't know what to do about that. But the landing gear for now, just toss that in there. Oh, that may toss it too high. The connector, we may not need it, so I might grab it and toss it somewhere. I can't put it in the back. Well, I could connect it to the back. That seems very unnecessary. So I'm gonna grab that. Yeah, we have to fly up in order to remove it. So we got another connector, which we have no use for it now. I could lock it on here in the back if I want to, but I'm afraid I'm gonna press P because that's something I do a lot. But I could just throw it here. Just have it lock in place. Would that be a good idea? I guess. So we could utilize... Oop. Not what I wanted. Yeah, I guess we could save it for whenever we need it. We just gotta be careful not to press the P key. I'm trying to get the strength up so it can get in there a little bit better. Ooh, that's too much. All right, let's do 100% for now. Okay, we can spin it freely and then lock it when we can. That's almost lined up. All right, we can even put wheels on this thing. It's got the. It doesn't have the height that I want for it, but I feel like we should just do that. Might as well, right? This buggy just becomes useless. It's just gonna be on the floor. I feel like we need a little bit more space there. Yeah, we should do that. All right, so you are just gonna be pointless in essence. Now, if I put it here, I mean it's not the best spot in the world, but it should be okay. I mean, even I could probably even do it this way. Is that the right way? Yes, it is. That's good. What? Why? Why? Are you serious? Come on. Come on, wheel. Let's not. Let's not do that. Okay, that worked out really well. And now it's going to teeter-totter a little bit, which is fine. Oop. If I can get it to line up correctly, that would be perfect. I can lock it. I'm going to see if I can time it. That's the closest we're going to get, I think. There we go. I think that's it. Yes. There we go. Attached. Nice. So now, as long as we don't detach these wheels, we should be fine. Yeah, these are a little higher than the others, which is fine. It's going to be hard to get underneath it anyways. It's just in case we've dipped down too low. That's what we did that for. Halfway in. All right, cool. Full-fledged ship right now. That's exactly what you needed. We got batteries and such. So 3 days worth of batteries. Nice. We can even drive this thing if we wanted to. So if we took off handbrakes, yep, we could drive this thing if we wanted to. I should have put that a little bit lower, to be honest, for the wheels in the back, but that's fine. It's more for just in case we bounce. And now we can really head off to the other beacon.